The tests are complete. We are ready to proceed. Boop, boop. Let me just take care of that. Why I have to do this every time. And OBS can't update this automatically. I have no idea. But there we go. Chat. There you are. You live. You are visible on stream. Well, look at everyone here. Look at you all. Just waiting to endure pain and suffering alongside me. Oh, do I have a show for you tonight? Not going to be a super long show. I can only go until 9:30, 9:40. So at least over an hour and a half-ish stream. But we'll be sure to get a fair bit done tonight. Anyways, let's say hello to everyone in chat. Hello, Alistair. Hello, CWP. Hello, Prototype. Hello, Devolution. Hello, Billy Donuts, as always, bringing the donuts. Austin, always good to see you. Len, always good to see you. Mick Norsk, the one and only, hello. Hello, one and all. Welcome. Joseph, welcome. Glad to have you here. Hello, everybody. Okay. Let's not waste any time. Let's get straight to it. Yes, Eastern Standard Time. I am Eastern Standard Time, Mr. Prototype. Okay, so first things first, before we get to all the stuff in the title, and we will, I have to remind everyone, if you didn't see wait, that was yesterday's, right? I'm not crazy. That was yesterday's video. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to double check and make sure I'm not crazy. No, wait, today's Thursday, so yes, that was yesterday's video. Yes, it was, in fact, yesterday's video. Speaking of yesterday's video, just as a reminder, folks, something big is happening on Saturday. Something big on Saturday, November 18th at 2:30 p.m. EST. As a matter of fact, let's go have a quick reminder. Let's have a quick refresher, if you would. So, if we go over here, 1 second. Hello, God dang it, OBS. OBS is being difficult. There we go. All right, so there we go. So if we come over here, you all can see a little something. What's this? A video I uploaded yesterday. A teaser for something. What could I be teasing? Let's get a little hint. Let's get a little hint as to what it may be. What's all this, then? What's with the change in tone? Wholesome? Whatever could I mean? Well, yes, Saturday, November 18th, 2023. That is technically... Damn it, is it technically 2 days? Less than 2 days. Technically less than 2 days from now. Something is happening. Dr. Strangeglove, hello. Welcome to the stream. Prune Pilferer, the one and only, hello. Hello to you. Beautiful men. All right. You're on to me, Donuts. Billy Donuts. He figured it out. He decoded what this was all about. Yes, indeed, Y'all are finally getting private jets. You got me. You're getting your private jets finally. Sorry it took so long, Billy, but yes, it is happening. On November 18th, this Saturday, y'all are getting your private jets. I know. It took long enough. Anyways, I have only so much time tonight. You guys deserve some content because I wasn't able to get another video ready this month, so live stream, late night live stream it is. So, first things first. Oh, I almost forgot to do a little something for myself. Let me just get that ready so we can get straight to it. Boo boo boo. Ah, yeah, we will take care of that in just a second. Okay. Oh my god, how lewd, Prune. How lewd. Knowing that crew, wholesome, more like wholesome. Oh my goodness. Kronos Prime, hello. Welcome. All right, long time no see. See what I did there? Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you all here. Okay, first things first. A little personal thing I gotta do for myself because I'd be silly not to take advantage of my generous audience. So, boop. Little live stream fund just for little old me. So, I recently bought groceries. But of course, because the world is conspiring against me, just the week after I buy groceries, everything goes on sale. And there's some really, really good stuff on sale that I can't buy now because I just spent all my expendable cash on already buying overpriced groceries. But now there's a bunch of really good stuff on sale. And I'm like, if you guys can, $40, I could pick up a lot of really good food on the cheap. This is just for me. No one needs to donate. I'm just putting that out there. However, don't blow your loads on me this live stream. Save your revenue. Save your very generous donations for Saturday because, something's big Saturday. Something big is happening Saturday and big spenders. Oh boy. The big spenders, the big donators on Saturday. You wait till you see what we have in store for you. Squirrels. It's not just conspiring against me. This guy happens to you too, guys. You buy groceries and then next week everything's on sale. And then some really good stuff are on sale, but then you can't afford it because you already spent money on groceries. Fucking story of my goddamn life. It's always the squirrels. The Illuminati aren't actually like a bunch of rich corpos. It's actually just a council of squirrels, all-knowing squirrels. Bourbon, hello! Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Anyways, so that's the little mini fund for groceries for me. Just $40, no more. That's all. Please, folks, don't go crazy. Okay, anyways, that's the little thing I had to do for me. But now, let's get to the content. Let's get to what you are all here for, baby. You're here for us to rip and tear. Oh my god, thank you, so much for the $20 super chat. Lizard people, I don't know. Maybe there are prizes, Prune. Maybe there are prizes. Who's to say? I guess you'll all have to just wait until Saturday. That's semi-rhymed, and I'm somewhat proud of myself for that. Okay, lizard people, squirrel people, we can debate this later, Kronos. Anyways, let's get to the content. I have only so much time. Before we rip into some bad videos, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna rip into the Game Awards, because it's Game Awards season. Isn't that right? The Game Awards. Every year. Now, here's the thing. Last year's Game Awards were mostly really good, and I didn't really have any arguments for me. I was a bit peeved that some indie games didn't make it as nominees, but last year's Game Awards, and especially besides the whole ending with that crazy kid, what was his name, Matan, Mr. Bill Clinton kid, like showcasing a huge huge holes in the security of the Game Awards. So I'm not the biggest fan of the Game Awards, but I will give praise where it is due, as particularly to Jeff Keighley, as like he's truly doing his damnedest to make video games a respected medium with the rewards and everything. Okay. Anyways, folks. Anyway, so let's get into the Game Awards quickly. Let's share our opinions. Let's talk about the nominees. We won't go to every single one, because, like, obviously I have no opinion on esports. I'm not really a big fan of esports. If you guys have questions about that, feel free to ask. Before we rip into some bad videos, let's rip into the Game Awards, because, oh boy, this year's Game Awards, they are stinky. Oh my goodness, they are stinky. Some really questionable choices. Let's go over them. First off, Game of the Year. Alan Wake 2. Absolutely deserves to be there. Can absolutely see why it's there. Baldur's Gate 3. No brainer. Resident Evil 4. Makes total sense. No brainer. Super Mario Bros. Wonder? I don't know. Questionable. A bit questionable. Don't get me wrong. It's gotten good reviews. But compared to other Mario games like Odyssey, I don't know. Again, I've heard nothing but good things about Wonder, but it wasn't like the overwhelming critical acclaim of something like Odyssey. But still, Tears of the Kingdom makes absolute perfect sense. That Tears of the Kingdom is there. Obviously, I've left one out, and I haven't talked about a certain one. Let's get to that in just a second. But first, John Carlos, hello! We just started, no worries. We're going to be criticizing the Game Awards and criticizing a bad video later. Shocker Slight. Resident Evil 4 is a remake, doesn't belong there. We're going to have to agree to disagree, Shocker Slight, because here's the thing. When you compare Resident Evil 4 remake to original Resident Evil 4, while, of course, there's obvious similarities, it's a remake, it's obviously trying to recreate several moments, set pieces, and stuff like that from the original game. There's enough different and enough new that it is technically a new game in its own right. Just like Dead Space Remake. If you play Dead Space and Dead Space Remake back to back, you're like, yeah, this is a remake, but there's a lot different, a lot changed, and a lot new added. So, it's a remake, but they're kind of different games. It's kind of like, I use this all the time. If you've ever seen the movies True Grit, here, let me. True Grit. There's the True Grit 1969 film, nice, and the True Grit 2010 film. Now, True Grit 2010 is a remake of True Grit from 1969. Now, here's the thing. While the 2010 film is a remake of the original, they're both, in many ways, very different films. They're both really good films that you should absolutely watch if you like cowboy westerns and John Wayne. But like, they're both really great movies. They're both telling technically the same story, but they're going about it very differently. The presentation is different. Several narrative beats are different. So again, for remake, I compare it for remake and original Resident Evil 4 to like the True Grit movies. Yes, it's a remake, but there's enough different that it's its own thing. So, I totally understand Resident Evil 4 remake being on this list. Like, Mario, a bit questionable, but I can sort of see. Zelda, Resident Evil, Baldur's Gate, Alan Wake, all of them absolutely deserve to be on there without question. Why is Spider-Man 2 here? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Spider-Man 2 is a bad game. It is not. But compare the review scores and the community critical reception of Marvel's Spider-Man, the original, to 2. Like, there are way more people being critical of Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and it hasn't reached nearly as many high scores as the original Marvel Spider-Man. The original Marvel Spider-Man was getting 9s and 10s out of 10s. Marvel Spider-Man 2? It's getting 7s, it's getting 8s, and it's getting 9s. I haven't seen any 10 out of 10s. Like, it's a good game, but I don't know if it's Game of the Year worthy. I don't think it is, especially when compared. Let's just bring up some 2023 games. Like, where's Armored Core 6? Where's Remnant 2? Because I'm just saying, like everyone else, that like Armored Core 6 and Remnant 2 are both absolutely Game of the Year worthy. And not just that, both of these games got consistently higher overall scores and much more positive community sentiment than Marvel's Spider-Man 2. So I can't help but wonder, how is Marvel's Spider-Man 2 there? So, you guys understand my concern. Marvel Spider-Man 2 is a good game, but statistically, you look at the statistics, Marvel Spider-Man 2 was not as critically acclaimed as the original, and Armored Core 6 and Remnant 2, statistically, got higher, more positive review scores and more higher community reception. So, I'm sorry, something rubs me the wrong way about Marvel Spider-Man 2 being here. Like, Super Mario Wonder, that could just be my taste, my perspective, my opinion, like, my bias. That could just be my bias clouding my judgment as to whether or not it deserves to be here. Like Zelda, Resident Evil, Baldur's Gate, Alan Wake, they all absolutely deserve to be there. I see why they're there. Wonder I'm iffing on, but Spider-Man 2? I'm gonna be real, guys. I'm not so sure it should be there. With Armored Core 6 and Remnant 2, I think one of those two games should replace Spider-Man 2. I'm sorry. There's something off. Now, some people are saying, Sony bribe. I'm not one for conspiracies, but I'm just saying, if we look at all the previous Game of the Year videos, not videos, Game of the Year awards, there is always at least one AAA Sony game there every time, without fail. Now, don't get me wrong, last year, God of War Ragnarok absolutely earned that nomination. But I'm not, like, here, one sec, let's not just go off my Steam library. Video Games 2023. Again, why people don't just use Google for this info. Like, oh my god. Pikmin 4? Pikmin 4 was critically acclaimed. Why is that not a Game of the Year contender? Why is Dead Space Remake not a Game of the Year contender? Why is Street Fighter 6 not a Game of the Year contender? That received a ton of critical acclaim. Why is Dredge? Oh my god! Yeah, that's another thing I didn't mention. Sorry, guys. There's not a single indie game here. Why is there not a single indie game that's a Game of the Year nominee? Every other Game of the Year, like we look at the previous Game of the Year nominees, like Game of the Year awards, nominations. I will just do 2021 and go 2022. Yeah, Stray was a nominee. Plague Tale was a nominee. 2 indie games were nominees. We go to 2021. It Takes Two, indie game. Psychonauts 2, technically indie, kinda, sorta. It's debatable. But yet, It Takes Two, indie. We go 2020. Yeah, Hades, an indie. Every other year for the past several years, there's been indies. But this year, not a single indie. So, Spider-Man 2 is a Game of the Year nominee, but not a single indie from 2023. And 2 games that got higher review scores, Remnant 2 and Armored Core 6, aren't nominees. So I don't know, folks. Something's off. Something doesn't smell right to me. This doesn't make sense, and I don't believe Spider-Man 2 should be there. However, if you were to ask me, wait, am I signed in? When did it sign me in? Okay, whatever, I guess I'm signed in. Well, I might as well cast my vote if I'm signed in, so for my Game of the Year, it would be Remnant 2, or Armored Core 6, but probably Remnant 2. My Game of the Year would be Remnant 2, but if I had to vote from these picks, Like, it's real close between Alan Wake and Baldur's Gate, but I'd have to give it to Baldur's Gate. So, I'm going to give it to Baldur's Gate. I think what Larian did with Baldur's Gate Free was a real achievement, and they deserve Game of the Year if they were nominated here. Okay, let's go to the next category. Again, we're not going to do all categories, but Best Game Direction. It's all the Game of the Year nominees. What is this? What is going on? Why are the Game of the Year nominees getting Best Game Direction? There was no other games this year that had better direction. And again, why is Spider-Man 2 here? What? What is going on? Again, a game that has been far more heavily criticized than the first game, that doesn't have as higher review scores as the first game. And fucking Spider-Man. Okay. Now, this is where some of you may be surprised, but I'm actually going to give Best Game Direction to Alan Wake 2. I'm going to give it to Best Direction to Alan Wake 2 just because I have spoiled myself on Alan Wake 2 just because I can't play it. My PC, like, I don't know if you guys have seen the PC specs for Alan Wake 2, but there is no way in hell at all my PC can run Alan Wake 2. This is one of those games that I'm getting, what's the word? Filtered, that's the word. I'm getting filtered out of. This is one of the brand new AAA games I'm being filtered out of because no way in hell, even with upscaling technology, could my PC handle this. But I did spoil myself because I was interested, and it's connected, and like, this is part of a shared universe. It's connected to Control, and I love Control. I want to know how this ties into the story of Control, so I spoiled myself with Alan Wake 2. And I have to say, the direction for Alan Wake 2 is really incredible. Remedy, and especially the game's director, I apologize, I forget his name, like, true artist. So I'm going to give Best Direction to Alan Wake 2. Why is Spider-Man... Here's the thing. Okay. Alan Wake 2, yes, for Best Narrative. Absolutely, I see it. Baldur's Gate Free, yes, absolutely. Final Fantasy 16, yes, absolutely. Why is an expansion and Spider-Man 2 here? I can't even, bruh. Okay, let's get the obvious one in the way. This can't be here. This literally can't be here. It's an expansion, not its own standalone game. How is an expansion nominee for Best Narrative? Standalone storytelling narrative development in a game. In a game. This is not a game. This is an expansion to a game that came out in 2020. Look, here's the thing. I hear that Phantom Liberty is really good. If we had a best expansion of 2023, I could easily see Phantom Liberty taking that award. But best narrative? It's an expansion! How is it even nominated? It should be immediately disqualified for being an expansion! True, Shocker Light. Don't assume malice conspiracy what you can attribute to incompetence, as your grandmother says. Your grandmother is very, very smart. Shocker Light, very smart. Oh, Doctor Strangeglove. Don't misunderstand me, Doctor Strangeglove. There's no I don't dislike Spider-Man 2. I haven't played Spider-Man 2. It's not out on PC yet. I am just talking from a statistics point of view. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm talking about strictly numbers-wise. I'm sure Spider-Man 2 is a good game. I'm sure I would love it if I played it. It has Venom in it, for God's sakes, and I really like the whole Spider-Man Venom storyline. I'm a fan of Spider-Man. I'm a fan of Venom easily. Spider-Man may be like my favorite comic book superhero, and Venom one of my favorite comic book supervillains. Again, I don't read comic books. But I've seen like some of the animated shows and play video games, etc., etc. So I like Spider-Man. I have no doubt I would like Spider-Man 2. I'm just saying, Mr. Strangeglove, from numbers-wise, strictly numbers-wise, people have been way more critical of Spider-Man 2 than they were of the original. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, who else we got here? The Worst Gamer, hello. Redfall Game of the Year. A man of culture, I see. Welcome to the show. Guilty Oregano, hello. Welcome to the stream. Soleil, are you new? I don't recognize you. Welcome to the live stream. Glad to have you here. Games that came out so close to the award should not be allowed in. I agree, absolutely. Also, wouldn't be surprised if some of these get some... Okay, again, I will attribute what Shocker Light said. Let's not assume conspiracy, what could just be incompetence. Oh yeah, Trepang 2 is so great. Trepang 2 didn't get nominated for anything, which is wild. There are so many indie games that didn't get nominated for anything, which blows my fucking mind, and we'll go over that shit. You watched Lori play through Spider-Man 2. Awesome, Prune. Like, again, good game, just not the best. And, like, not as critically acclaimed as the first one. Okay, so, we've established best narrative. Alan Wake, Baldur's Gate, Final Fantasy 16 absolutely deserve to be there. Jack, hello, welcome to the stream. Phantom Liberty, immediate disqualification, shouldn't be there. It's an expansion. Spider-Man 2, again, I don't know how or why that's here, because, again, numbers-wise, statistics-wise. Like, again, and if we want to talk video game stories, bruh, oh my god, we want to talk stories. Jesus, I'm sorry, like, despite the state of Jedi Survivor, despite its technical state, like, no one can deny, it had a pretty damn good story. What else we got here? Not sure about anything else. Let me look at my games and indie games. Oh, El Paso Elsewhere. Oh, I would absolutely put El Paso Elsewhere up there for best narrative. Oh my god, such a good game. Other games with good story. Oh, Hi-Fi Rush. Even though it's not highbrow, it's a cliched story, don't get me wrong. It's very well told with some really well-made characters, really well-acted characters. I could totally see Hi-Fi Rush being up there. I'm just saying, there's other games besides Spider-Man 2, and I don't know why an expansion's there. So, if I had to vote, I'm gonna go Final Fantasy 16. I like classic fantasy narratives. And, like, from what I've seen of Final Fantasy 16, it looks like a story that would engross me. Oh, Sea of Stars! Exactly, Sea of Stars. Yeah, you can agree with Jedi Survivor on the story, Hi-Fi Rush. Yeah, there's just other games that should replace Phantom Liberty and Spider-Man 2. But I'm going to vote Final Fantasy 16 here. Again! Why are 3 of these? Okay. Now, these aren't bad. But, I don't know, man. Where the hell is Planet of Lana? If we're talking best art direction, and you don't have Planet of Lana on there, what the... Blows my mind. On top of that, folks... On top of that, in terms of art direction, we've got so many good games here with brilliant art direction. Dead Space Remake, incredible art direction. Dead Island 2, oh my god. Chants of Sonar, Dredge, Atomic Heart. Oh my god, there's so many good games. Like, I can see Liza P. Oh, Cocoon! Oh my god, Cocoon's art direction is amazing! I don't know, man. Like, I find Lies of P just an odd pick. Hi-Fi Rush, I totally see. Mario Wonder, I find an odd pick. Alan Wake 2 and Zelda, I totally see it being there. And oh yeah, Mick Norsk in chat makes a very good argument. Mario art direction, his styling appearance hasn't changed in decades. It's true. It's true. What is Mario Wonder doing that makes it a nomination for best art direction? Oh, Guilty Gear Ring. No, yeah, Street Fighter 6. Brilliant art direction. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just think there's other games. I think, like, and I don't know, Lies of P is just weird to me. It's a weird pick. But if I had to vote, I'd go Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush does have a gorgeous art style. It's like one of the stars of the show at that game. So I'll pick that. I do think there's other games that should have been nominated, but obviously, sus. The Game Awards are sus. Oh, man, these are all good picks, but sorry. Again, Armored Core 6 and Remnant 2 both had really spectacular soundtracks, especially Remnant 2. I really think one of those two should have been there, and it kind of bugs me that it's not. But these all have good music, but Remnant 2 and Armored Core 6, man, they both had really good music. Honestly, some of you are going to disagree. I would have replaced Zelda. I would have replaced Zelda with Remnant 2 or Armored Core 6. All these other games, however, yeah, I can totally see their soundtracks making it. For me, this is just a personal taste thing. Like, Alan Wake 2, brilliant soundtrack. Baldur's Gate 3, brilliant soundtrack. Hi-Fi Rush, again, brilliant soundtrack. Really, really great soundtrack. And especially because that soundtrack ties into the gameplay. Oh, man. So good, so good. But this is personal taste. I love the epic orchestral and choir music. I'm a sucker for it. And Final Fantasy XVI's music, I've heard it. Like, it's totally my vibe. I personally would have went... Oh, God, there's so many games I would have went with. Like, Remnant 2, Armored Core 6, Turbo Overkill, fantastic soundtrack. Deadlink, amazing soundtrack. Oh, my God, Trepang, where's Trepang? Am I blind? Oh, there's Trepang. Trepang, also, amazing soundtrack. Planet of Lana, amazing soundtrack. Oh my God. There were so many great games this year with phenomenal soundtracks. So it was going to be a hard pick for nominating all the same. Mech genre always gets clowned on by these awards. People hate mechs, and I don't know why. I don't know. Because, again, Armored Core 6 was critically acclaimed and sold surprisingly well. It even exceeded Bandai Namco and From Software's expectations with how well Armored Core 6 sold. So I think there is a desire for mechs, but whether the Game Awards will acknowledge them, that's another story. So I'm going to go Final Fantasy 16 just because it's my favorite kind of like type of music. But honestly, I would have given this award to so many other games. So many other games should have been nominated. Best audio design. Sorry, folks. This isn't even competition. It's going to Dead Space Remake. If you've played Dead Space Remake, you know why it gets this award. The audio in Dead Space Remake is absolutely immaculate. I personally would have maybe had a few other nominees. Maybe mixed up the nominees, but Dead Space Remake, holy shit, folks. If you've played Dead Space Remake, it's an easy winner. It's just an easy winner. Oh yeah, Guilty Oregano. Guilty Oregano makes an excellent point here. Lords of the Fallen. Amazing art direction in Lords of the Fallen. That could have easily been a nominee. Easily. Lords of the Fallen could have been a nominee for art direction. But yeah, in terms of audio, I'm sorry. Dead Space Remake crushed it. Dead Space Remake absolutely crushed it. Oh, best performance. Now all these nominees make sense. And I agree with all of them. And it's super hard. Because Yuri Lowenthal as Spider-Man, he owns the role. Oh, man. But Neil as Asterion, oh my God. What an incredible character. Oh my God. Ben Starr as the lead. Is it Clive or Clyde? I keep forgetting the protagonist of the Final Fantasy 16, but yeah, awesome performance. Cameron Monaghan, like, as Cal Kestis, again, fantastic performance. Idris Elba, it's fucking Idris Elba. He's always going to deliver a stupendous performance. Like, this is really tough. I'd vote for them all if I could, but it's going to have to go to Neil for Asterion. He just absolutely, like, became that character. Clive, thank you, Billy. Thank you. So yeah, gotta give it for Asterion. Innovation in accessibility. Now, here's the thing. All of these absolutely deserve to be there. Mortal Kombat 1 got some great accessibility features. Spider-Man 2. Now, Spider-Man 2 absolutely deserves to be here. With all the other nominations, I would argue Spider-Man 2 shouldn't have been there, but accessibility, absolutely. Street Fighter 6, Hi-Fi Rush, Forza, absolutely. All these games deserve to be there. Why the fuck is Diablo 4 here? Why is Diablo 4 here? Ah, yes. Diablo 4 is so accessible with how it tries to guilt you into spending money. Yes, its predatory monetization business practices are so accessible. What? Overlord, welcome to the stream, Overlord. Glad to have you here. So, folks, I'm not crazy, right? Why the fuck is Diablo 4 here? I'm sorry, if we're having innovation in accessibility, a game which, like, is so predatory and manipulative shouldn't be nominated. Yeah, exactly, Kronos. After all the crap that happened with Blizzard this year, the fact that they got a nomination in innovation in accessibility and for Diablo 4? Bruh. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This should not be here. And this is mighty suspect. This is incredibly suspect. Why the hell is Diablo 4 here? Doesn't make any section. Doesn't make any sense. As for accessibility, this is a tough one. I'm not gonna lie, this is a tough one. I'm leaning towards Hi-Fi Rush or Mortal Kombat 1 because I've seen their accessibility features for both, and they're both pretty good. Devil Shooter, welcome. Nothing's, like, technically wrong with Spider-Man 2 Devil Shooter. Again, if I played it, I have no doubt that I would personally love it. When I talk about Spider-Man 2 and why there are some things it shouldn't be nominated for, I'm talking from the perspective in terms of numbers. Strictly numbers. Spider-Man 1 was far more critically acclaimed and had higher review scores. Spider-Man 2, there's been a dip in acclaim and lower scores. That's the only reason I bring that up. So, this is tough. I'll go Hi-Fi Rush, because it does have some really good accessibility features. I'll go Hi-Fi Rush. Games for Impact. Alright. I'm not gonna lie, folks. This one really tilts me. I might go on a full-blown rant here. Alright. Let's do it. Space for the Unbound absolutely deserves to belong here. Chance of Sinar? Oh, man. If you guys have played Chance of Sinar, you know it belongs here. Chia. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Again, absolutely deserves to belongs there. Beautiful game. Terra Nil, not gonna lie, I don't know anything about this game. You guys can tell me if it deserves a nomination. Venba absolutely deserves to be on here for Games for Impact. Beautiful, lovely game, great message, etc., etc. How in the fuck is Goodbye Volcano High nominated? How the fuck is Goodbye Volcano High on Games for Impact, but not Planet of Lana or after us? What? Whoo! Goodbye, Volcano High was critically panned by the gaming community. It has been criticized to hell and back. Meanwhile, Planet of Lana and After Us, outside of like IGN's score for After Us mostly from other outlets got pretty high scores, and Planet of Lana, that was just critical acclaim all the way. I can't believe that Goodbye Volcano High got nominated, but not Planet of Lana or After Us. That, if you guys have played Planet of Lana, you all know that should be nominated for Games of Impact. You make a good point, Overlord. Could have been worse. They could have had a Warhammer 40k game, and then we would have to wonder what they mean by pro-social message. Exactly. Very good point. I'm not gonna lie, folks. It really bugs me that Goodbye Volcano High is there, but not Planet of Lana. Okay, so besides Volcano High, if I had to pick, I'm torn between Chants of Sonar and Venba. They're both really good. I think I'll go for Venba, because if you've like played this game or watched a Let's Play of it, it's a really wholesome game with a good message. So I'll go with Venba. Best ongoing. Holy shit! Oh my god! Guys! They removed Destiny 2! Am I crazy? Hold up. Is this the right category? Nope. I got the categories mixed up. Nope, Destiny 2's still there. We'll talk to it when we get to best community support. Oh, man, they really had me in the first half, not gonna lie. Alright, best ongoing. Apex Legends, Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy, Fortnite, Genshin Impact. Not gonna lie, these are all good nominations. They all have consistently updated their games with good content. But if I had to pick, I'd go Final Fantasy 14. Because, again, Cyberpunk, I don't know. Like, it's had some decent content drops, but in terms of quality content drops, yeah, absolutely. Cyberpunk has got that. But Apex Legends, Fortnite, again, Genshin is actually really good with ongoing content, but I think I'm going to go with Final Fantasy XIV just because it's the most pro-consumer out of all those options there. But now we come to best community support. And I, like the rest of the internet, are confused and a little outraged. How the fuck is Destiny 2 here? Especially after they just fired their whole community team? How? How do you get nominated for best community support after you fire all your community support staff? Whew, that's... That's fishy. That's real fishy, folks. I don't know how or why. That's a thing. They shouldn't be there. I'm not gonna lie. They should be taken. The nomination should be removed. And the fact that they haven't removed it already is kind of concerning. But you know what? Just for the memes, just for the lulz, let's vote. just for the memes, let's see if Destiny 2 wins Best Community Support after they fired their community support. Wouldn't that be a hell of a story? So, I'm going to vote it for the memes, but my real vote would probably be No Man's Sky, because the post-launch support for No Man's Sky throughout the years has truly been phenomenal. But for the memes, we'll go Destiny 2. You're true, Shockerlight, absolutely true. Where is Deep Rock Galactic in terms of best community support? Where the hell is it? Where's Deep Rock Galactic? Deep Rock Galactic absolutely deserves a nomination. Trump won just for the memes, be careful. Yeah, No Man's Sky, hands down. No Man's Sky would be my vote. Indie Game of the Year. Okay. Now, here's the thing, folks. Not many people know this, but I had a conversation with one of my fellow content creators, and they informed me of something I was not aware of. There's some controversy behind these nominations. Here's the thing. Cocoon, Dredge, Sea of Stars Viewfinder, these are all indie games. Dave the Diver isn't an indie game. I know. Some of you are probably going, after me saying that, Dave the Diver is an indie game, you're probably going, what? What the fuck are you talking about? But no, guys, Dave the Diver is actually a AA game with a big publisher behind it and an experienced developer behind it with a lot of money behind it. Like, its art style, like its whole art style, its presentation, many of its design choices that would make you think, oh, this is indie. They were just, like, personal choices by the developer. They like, Dave the Diver has fooled everyone into thinking it's indie, but it's not indie. Here, let's go to the Steam store so you guys can see what I mean. Apparently, their developer, there we go, Dave the Diver, Mint Rocket, this company, as you can see, Nexon is their publisher. Nexon is the publisher of this game, and Mint Rocket is the developer. These folks got a shit ton of money behind them. Like, look at these games. DNF Duel. Warhaven, that's a big new PvP game that's got a lot of ads behind it. Like, you look at the, like, they're not indie. They have a huge amount of money behind their game. And here's the thing. If you, like, go to the page and everything, you do your research, Nexon and Mint Rocket, at no point did they say their game was an indie game. It's the gaming community and gaming journalists that projected onto Dave the Diver that it's an indie game. So it's this really, really bizarre situation where the gaming community is at fault for this nomination here. Because Dave the Diver isn't an indie game. But we've all projected that it is an indie when it objectively isn't. It's got a huge development team behind it with a ton of money behind it. It feels indie, it looks indie, yes, but those were all just creative choices. They were all just creative choices by the devs, because this is the game they want to make, and all the more power to them, all the respect to them. But unfortunately, it's created this awkward situation where Dave the Diver is being nominated for Best Indie Game when it objectively isn't. Now, Dave the Diver does deserve a reward. It does deserve a nomination in some category, because it's a phenomenal game. But, honestly, personally, I would have loved to have seen Planet of Lana get nominated, Trepang Squared get nominated, Turbo Overkill. The fact that Turbo Overkill didn't get a single nomination in any of the game awards blows my mind. If you've played Turbo Overkill, you know what I'm talking about. Blows my fucking mind. Turbo Overkill should have got like one nomination, because that's an incredible game for an indie game. Same goes for Planet of Lana and Trepang Squared. Oh, yeah, in fucking El Paso Elsewhere. There's so many other indie games that could have been nominated. It's a shame we're in this position where Dave the Diver technically did nothing wrong, and we all just projected that it was indie. So it's really weird. But Dave the Diver is a great game. I'm not saying it's not a great game. It is a great game, and the developers are great developers. but it shouldn't have been nominated for Best Indie Game. Oh, yeah, some good games here. Oh, great Shuri Jam. Hello, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Exactly, Guilty Oregano. It's a great game, though, and it does deserve a nomination or an award. As for all the other indie games, besides Dave, because I can't vote Dave in good conscience because it's not an indie. But Cocoon, amazing indie game. Sea of Stars, amazing. Viewfinder, amazing. But for me personally, I'm going to go with Dredge, because Dredge is such a unique and creative game. I'm going to pick Dredge from the list, but if you twisted my arm, my actual pick for indie game of 2023, it would be like, I'd have to debate with myself, but would either be Turbo Overkill, Planet of Lana, or Trepang Squared. Those 3 games I'd have to debate myself with. Oh, or El Paso Elsewhere. Shit. So, four-way tie would have to debate myself with. Debate on myself with. Okay. But Dredge, I'm personally going to vote Dredge. Okay. Best Debut Indie. This is just weird. Okay. It's their first game the studio's ever made. Okay, fair enough. But then that brings up the question, why is Cocoon here? Because Cocoon's not a debut indie? Because the developers, these folks right here, Geometric, this is all made from like veteran indie devs who helped make Inside and Limbo. So this isn't technically their debut game. All the others are debut. Now, as much as I want to give the debut to Dredge, I gotta give it to Pizza Tower. Because as the first game from a developer that came out of nowhere, and like the incredible like design and the artwork, like, again, these are all amazing games, but if we're talking about debut and like the most impressive work from a developer with nothing to their name, I gotta give it to Pizza Tower. Because Pizza Tower is pretty incredible for what it is for a debut indie. So I'm going to personally give it to Pizza Tower. Best mobile game. I don't play mobile, but I like Monster Hunter, so I'm going to give it to Monster Hunter. Can't really do best mobile when I don't have a phone. Best VR. This is tough. I don't have VR, I don't play VR, but I've heard nothing but good things about all these games. But since I've actually played Resident Evil Village, I'll give it to Village. Best action game. And would you fucking look at that? Finally, Armored Core and Remnant 2. And just to twist the fucking knife into my chest, just to twist it and break my heart, they're both nominated in the same category, so I have to choose between the two. It hurts so much, man. Okay, let's go over the nominees. So Remnant 2, Armored Core 6, both absolutely deserve to be there. Dead Island 2, I can see it being there. Ghost Runner 2, is it an action game? Kinda, sorta, I don't know. Hi-Fi Rush, technically an action game, but if you were to ask me, I would personally replace Ghost Runner 2 and Hi-Fi Rush. As much as I like Hi-Fi Rush, I would have replaced it with Turbo Overkill and Trepang Squared. But that's just me. That's just me. I personally think those games are way more action-packed and have way more to offer in terms of action, but that's just me. That's just me. Exactly, Prune. Pick your favorite child. It's going to make me pick, but why can't I pick both? Oh. But again, for the most part, well, I would have switched these two out with Turbo Overkill and Trepang Squared, or maybe Deadlink. While I would have switched these two out, I can see these two being nominated. I totally get it. So, but for the most part, these nominees deserve to be nominated, but we all know what the two real winners are here. It's Armored Core 6 and it's Remnant 2. It's going to be one of these games. And now I have to fucking pick. Like, here's the thing. Armored Core 6 is objectively, technically, the more action-packed game. But Remnant 2 wasn't nominated for anything else. This was the only thing it was nominated for. And Remnant 2 deserves an award because it's so good. And it also does have an amazing action because, again, the boss battles. Oh my god, the boss battles. Love AC6. And I'd pick, if Remnant 2 wasn't here, I would pick Armored Core 6. You guys know I would, but I have to go with my heart, and I have to go Remnant 2. I wish I could pick both. I would pick Armored Core 6 if Remnant 2 wasn't there, or if Remnant 2 had another nomination somewhere. But it wasn't nominated for anything else for some reason. God damn it. Okay, we're almost done. Best Action Adventure. Why is Alan Wake 2 here? Like, Spider-Man 2... can sort of get it. I personally would have put Hi-Fi Rush. I think Hi-Fi Rush is more of an action-adventure, personally. Star Wars Survivor, I can see it. Zelda, Resident Evil, absolutely. But Alan Wake 2 is survival horror. Why is the survival horror here? That's just strange to me. And unfortunately, I haven't played any of these games. I think Remnant 2 is kind of sort of action-adventure. What from my library would I go action-adventure? Is Armored Core 6 not action-adventure? Would that not count as action-adventure? I don't know, folks. Honestly, I think Hi-Fi Rush is more of an action-adventure game than just a pure action game. Yeah, I know. Adventure for Alan Wake doesn't make any sense. Honestly, I don't know about action-adventure because action-adventure as a genre is such a broad genre. It's so broad. But I guess I really liked the first Star Wars, Jedi's Fallen Order. I really liked Fallen Order, and everything I've seen from Survivor, I believe I would like Survivor. I don't know if my PC can run it, though, and I'm afraid to, like, spend the money or be gifted it, because I don't know if I'd even be able to run it, but it's more of... Survivor is supposedly Fallen Order, but more and better, and I liked Fallen Order. I don't mind giving it to Fallen Order. Best RPG! Where's Remnant 2? Remnant 2 is an RPG! Remnant 2 is absolutely an RPG. It could have been here. I mean, you have Souls-likes, you added Lies of P, you added... Well, anyways. And also, how is Starfield here? Yeah, RE4 Remake is also arguably survival horror, so weird category. Okay. Honestly, with the exception of Starfield, that's a bit of a weird one. All the others I can see, but why would you have Lies of P but not Remnant 2? Ugh. Never mind. It bugs the hell out of me. It doesn't make any sense. It has to go to Baldur's Gate free. You know it. I know it. In terms of an RPG, like, this is, like, one of, like, the ultimate Dungeons & Dragons role-playing experience in video game form. So... you know, it's gotta go. Gotta go to Baldur's Gate free. Best Fighting! Sorry, folks! I like Mortal Kombat. I haven't played Mortal Kombat 1, but it's more Mortal Kombat, and I've enjoyed all the Mortal Kombat games. For me, it's gonna be Mortal Kombat. Oh, hello! Who is this super chatting? Hello there! I am so sorry if I butcher your name here, friend. Voramit Chinanegl... I have no idea how to pronounce that last name. I'm sorry. Voramit. Thank you so much for the 179... I'm guessing that's to Thailand dollars? Thailand dollars, I'm assuming. Hi, fan from Thailand here. Keep up the good work. Call out the scammers and review adult games. There are not many YouTubers like you. Thank you, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Doing my best. Thank you so much for the super chat. Alright, we're almost done here, and then we'll get to the bad video. I was hoping to play a little game before the end of the stream, but based on the time here, we'll have to get straight to criticizing the bad video, but you guys will enjoy this bad video. Oh, it's a stinker. It's a doozy. Best Family. How is Party Animals here? That's what I want to know. That game was mired in controversy with its microtransactions. And the fact that there was some miscommunication about the game's single-player offline component. But Best Family? Do I have anything from my... Ooh, no, these are all pretty adult and teen-based. actually, Planet of Lana. Planet of Lana. Again, when it comes back to Planet of Lana, personally, my personal vote would have been Planet of Lana. I think that's a game the whole family could appreciate. But best family, tough one. I think I'll give it to Pikmin. I'm just happy Pikmin's back. There's a lot of people who love Pikmin and haven't had a Pikmin game in forever. And I'm sure this is a game that could be enjoyed with, like, parents and kids alike. I'm going to give it to Pikmin. Pikmin's cute. Pikmin's cool. I'd personally give it to Pikmin. Best Sim Strategy. Huh. Do I have any sim strategies that I played this year? I do not. Anything in early access? No. I do not. I did not play any sim strategies. Were there any I were looking forward to? Hold up. Can I look up RTS? I'm just curious. Oh my god! It's not even here! Strategy RPG? Action RPG? Real-time strategy, there we go. What were some of the recent ones? Oh, yeah! Oh! Oh, yeah, fucking... Oh, no, that was last year. And that's still in early access. Oh, yeah, Dark Descent did come out this year, though. Ugh! I went too far down. And Dungeons 4 literally just came out, so that can't be nominated. Damn. I feel so bad for the RTS genre. I truly do really love the RTS genre. But we get so few and far so few and far between games in the genre. I wish there was more RTS, but hey, what can you do? I guess from these picks, I'd go Company of Heroes. Why not? Yeah, you're right. City Skylines 2 did have a horrible launch. How'd it get nominated? Best Race Sports? Oh, we're giving it to Hot Wheels, baby. We're absolutely giving it to Hot Wheels. No question. No debate. Best... How in the fuck is Diablo 4 here, but not Remnant 2 or Exoprimal? You're kidding me. Remnant 2 and Exoprimal got snuffed, but motherfucking Diablo 4 got a nomination. This boils my blood. I'm not gonna lie, that's infuriating. That's infuriating. No integrity, Game Awards. Absolutely no integrity. Exoprimal and Remnant 2 get snuffed. But Diablo 4 makes it on the list. Absolute bullshit. I'm going to give it to Baldur's Gate 3. Diablo 4 should not be there. That's ridiculous. Absolutely absurd. Best adaptation. How is Twisted Metal here? This was critically panned. The reviews are... Hold up, folks. 1 second. Ooh, some commotion going on. Folks, I'll be right back. In the meantime, I'm going to play one of my recent videos for you guys to watch, okay? I'll be right back. Hey! Hey! Hi, how you doing? This is Ryan, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. Do you want to know about a silly little thing that, oddly enough, makes me happy? It's this wacky, crazy concept called gamers actually enjoying playing video games. I know, it's a real out there idea, but despite what the internet would have you believe, it does happen. And when it does happen, it makes me happy because, one, planet Earth is an especially fucked up place, especially right now, so we need every little scrap of happiness we can get our hands on. And number two, this is a more selfish reason, I must admit, but I get to hear less bitching, moaning, and hyperbolic bullshit from gamers on the internet. So it's a win-win scenario. More people get to have fun, and I get to keep a bit more of my sanity. Anyways, before we talk about Halo Infinite, Battlefield 2042, and how these games have grown and evolved into quality products that their communities are actually enjoying and praising, let's quickly provide some necessary context that I'm sure most of you are already well aware of. The year is 2021, such a great year in gaming, with the release of such amazing titles such as Resident Evil Village, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Returnal, Metroid Dread, It Takes Two, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Tales of Arise, and my personal favorite and game of the year, Kena, Bridge of Spirits. But make no mistake, there were so many more quality products, amazing experiences that released in 2021. However, I'm back, folks. Sorry about that. Just some stuff going on in the back. Everything's fine, everything's cool, Just normal life stuff, as I'm sure you all have gone through yourself. Okay, anyways, as I was saying, so we have the Best Adaptation Award, and for some reason, Twisted Metal has been nominated, even though this show was critically panned. I don't think I saw a single positive review for this show, so how did it get... oh dear, 1 sec. And I'm back. Sorry about that again, folks. So, don't understand why Twisted Metal is here, because quite frankly, again, just based on facts, statistics, did not get good scores, shouldn't be here. Everything else makes absolute sense, but for me personally, you know it's going to Castlevania. The original show, the first show before we got to this sequel show, Nocturne, the original first 4 seasons of Castlevania are some of my favorite animation, some of my favorite television, one of my favorite shows and stories of all time. I loved Netflix's Castlevania. Absolutely adore it. It's an absolute must-watch show. Such incredible characters, incredible animation, incredible action. So, yeah, I'm absolutely doing a Castlevania. Most anticipated game. This is interesting. This is very interesting because these are all pretty hyped games. People were actually really positive about Star Wars Outlaws. Like, hey, this is the Star Wars bounty hunter game we've all been waiting for. Tekken is Tekken. You know people are hyped for Tekken. Yakuza is Yakuza. So you know people are hyped for that. But the really big ones here, I believe, are Hades 2 and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. People love the Final Fantasy VII Remake. They're really excited to see the story continue. And Hades 2, well, bruh, everyone loves Hades. Hades is critically acclaimed. And Hades 2, the hype for Hades 2, it's wild. It's wild. Now, the thing for me is, I never played the first Hades. I know. I need to play the first Hades someday. I need to get the game someday, try it. It's like critically acclaimed for a reason. I still don't have Final Fantasy Remake on PC yet, only because it's so damn expensive. Even when it's on sale, the game's expensive. But I do have interest in playing the remake on PC. So I am excited for these games in a sense. Never played a Yakuza game, not really my style. I really like Tekken 7. Tekken 7 is one of my favorite fighting games, so absolutely excited for Tekken 7. Star Wars Outlaws, though. I'm very curious about this game. I'm very, very curious. I like Star Wars, and I like many of the different Star Wars games. Like, again, I love the Star Wars Jedi games, Fallen Order. I haven't played Survivor yet because I don't know if my PC can handle it, but I enjoyed that game. Like, I like Star Wars. I genuinely, and for the most part, enjoy Star Wars games. So this is a toss-up for me. I think I'll go Outlaws, because Outlaws did look good, does look fun. There's no way in hell my PC will be able to run it, but I think I'll go Star Wars. For me personally. Content Creator of the Year. This is very interesting. I'm surprised by the nominations. I'm very surprised Quackity got there. And I have no idea who these two are. Never heard of them, never seen them before. People make games I'm aware of, and they make some good content. Iron Mouse, I will admit, I'm a fan of quite a few VTubers. I think they're very entertaining content creators with some funny content, and I will not deny Iron Mouse. She's an entertaining gal. She's quite the comedian, and she's quite the content creator. So, personally, I think I'd go Iron Mouse, but let's be real here. Who the real content creator of the year is? It's Cottontail. It's Cottontail VA. Oh, could I show her Twitter without my stream getting fucking blocked? Cottontail VA. Okay, I'm going to go to her Twitter. Is it Snuffin' Super Lewd? Okay, we're safe. This isn't too bad. Okay, let's be real here. While I'm going to vote Iron Mouse, the real content creator of the year is Cottontail VA. Holy mother of God. Cottontail has been busting her ass. The amount of content she has been producing over not just this year, but the past several years, building her brand, building her company, like her own business empire. I'm so immensely proud of her. She's done extremely well for herself, not just as a voice actress, but as a streamer, as a VTuber. Incredible work. Truly incredible work. She's worked so damn hard, and I'm sorry, she deserves the she deserves the award, she deserves the nomination. She's making huge strides and step forward for not safe for work creators. She's been able to break boundaries and get sponsorships and do collaborations with other creators who, in the past, like, don't associate yourself with not safe for work creators, don't do it, it's bad PR. But Cottontail has been so successful in pushing boundaries, like, she's like starting to break that bridge, break that barrier between not safe for work creators and regular safe for work creators. So honestly, I think Cottontail should get the nomination and should get the award, but unfortunately, she's not an option for some ridiculous reason. So in the meantime, we'll go Iron Mouse. I'll vote Iron Mouse for content creator. Okay, best esports game. Personally, don't play any... Well, I play a bit of Dota. So you know what? I'm going to vote for the only game I play as and the game with the least predatory monetization. Yeah, because, like, yeah, I'll go Dota. I like Dota. I'll vote Dota. Oh god, are these the esports categories? Yes, they are. We're not doing this. So, we're done, folks. That's it. Those were the Game Awards 2023. I'm not going through all the esports categories because I do not have opinions on esports. Well, no positive opinions on esports. All right, folks. So, what do you think? Thoughts, feelings, opinions on Game Awards 2023, and then we will get to roasting the very bad, no good video. Huh? What's up? What? Prune? Let's not let's not go over dirty laundry in the live stream chat. I do want the context to what you're talking about, so send me in DMs what that's all about. I'd love to know what's going on there. You let me know. So, anyways, okay, so thoughts on the Game Awards, folks. You let me know in chat your thoughts, and then we are going to get to tearing apart this bad video, and I will have to call the stream after that. Can't go too late. Okay, boop, 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 ba-doo. I am just going to check, because we've gotten some super chats, but I don't know if we have any Ko-Fi donations, and I should check that just in case. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Facebook? Why do I have Facebook notifications? I don't use Facebook. And why this email? This isn't even the correct email. What in the hell? That's not good. I got look into that, see what that's about. Oh my goodness. Is that Joe the Lizard Wizard? I believe it is. That is Joe. I think that's Joe, unless I'm confusing the names. Anyway, someone donated 20. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. You guys are too kind, too kind. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Very much appreciated. So, even if I don't reach the goal, I'll be able to get some. At least I'll be able to get some, at the very least. Okay, folks. While we still have time, let me set up this awful video. Let me read what you have to say in chat. Oh, you were just going to leave it on that? Okay, I understand, Prune. I understand. I'm just saying if there's if something egregious has happened and I shouldn't be promoting or supporting this person, I do want to know. Because I could just be ignorant. I am ignorant to a great many things. Yeah, mixed feelings on the Game Awards. Makes total sense, Joseph. Mixed feelings. Yep. A lot of people, very mid nominations for an amazing year of gaming. Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say there could have been way more I wanted more indie games. That's my big beef, that there weren't more indie games. We had so many amazing indie games. And for some of the biggest categories, there wasn't a single indie. And that bugs the hell out of me. And it still confuses me why Spider-Man 2 got so many nominations, when there were games that were just far more higher rated than Spider-Man 2. Armored Core 6 and Remnant 2 got objectively higher scores and more critical acclaim from both critics and the community. So why Spider-Man 2 superseded Remnant 2 and Armored Core 6 doesn't make any sense to me. Something seems off about that. Anyways. Let's set this up. Boo-doo-doo, a-doo-ba-doo, a-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Let me set this up. You guys are in for a doozy. Oh my god. Such a bad video. Oh my lord. Why this dude thought this was a good idea to upload this video. Now, one sec, going to mute so you guys don't get spoiled. Alright, here we go. I don't like this video. It's not a good video. It's not good for several reasons. I appreciate... Let me get this off the bat. Let me get something finished, let me establish something right off the bat. I have no ill will towards this person. I don't necessarily think they're a bad dude. Yeah, I don't think they're a bad dude by any means. Let me just set this up. I don't think they're a bad dude by any means, and I appreciate their passion for games. But this is a pretty nonsensical take. This is pretty nonsensical, and I think it undermines the potential games have. It undermines their potential. Video games can be so much, and they can be so much more than just what strictly mediocre appears to want them to be. So as you can see, this video has actually got some pushback, not just in the likes and dislikes, but also in the comments. The top comment is critical of, not the top comment. There's some more comments critical. Of course, he's liking every comment that agrees with him, which is, bad look, dude, don't do that. Only heart comments that you like. Don't just heart comments that just strictly agree with you. And don't just heart every single comment, too. If you're a content creator and you do that, if you're just hearting every single comment you get, or hearting only comments that agree with you, it's a good look. Not a good look, it's a bad look. Don't do it. Heart comments that you think are good, that are well written, and that you like, not just ones that agree with you. Like, come on, dude! This dude is obviously not a fan of you. Come on, why are you hearting his comment? Why are you hearting a comment that's obviously a guy that, like, he's making fun of you and you hearted his comment? Come on, dude. Come on. This reeks of insecurity. Ugh, anyways. Let's get to the video. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. I have only so much time. Hopefully we can get through the whole thing in half an hour. Let's see. Folks, this is the bad video I want to share and critique with all of you. From Strictly Mediocre, why narrative is crucial and gameplay isn't. That's a hell of a take. That's one hell of a take. Now, here's the thing. If we were talking about specific games in specific genres, namely walking sims. Walking sims, I agree. Narrative must take precedence because the gameplay is very minimum. There's very minimum gameplay in walking sims, and that's fine. Walking sims are allowed to exist. For a walking sim, the point of a walking sim is to explore an environment and uncover a story by making your way moving through that environment. So, walking sims, yes, narrative is crucial. If you're a walking sim with a boring story, bad game. Simple as that. Because if you're making a walking sim, you're making it because you want to tell a story, but you don't think it would fit well as simply an audiobook or as a written book or as a short film or anything like that. You're making a walking sim because you want the exploration of and the progression through the environment to help add to the narrative and help them tie together. Again, walking sims. Yes, I 100% agree narrative is crucial in walking sims. Absolutely 100% agree. Other games, though, nuh-uh. Again, we haven't even gotten to the video, just the title alone. Action games? I'm sorry, no. In an action game, gameplay is crucial. In a puzzle game, gameplay is crucial, aka the puzzles, crucial. Horror game, gameplay is crucial. Like, you can have the best story in a horror game ever, but if the gameplay, is a walking sim, if there's no threat to your being, that's going to absolutely hinder the experience and lessen the impact if there was no real danger throughout the adventure. Excuse me. Open world games, gameplay is crucial. Single player games, adventure games, crucial. Again, there's so many games where the gameplay is crucial, and there's games that are entirely gameplay focused and gameplay based. Exactly, CWP, reeks of bias. But wait till you here's the thing, guys. I love the narrative in Candy Crush. Thank you, Some Lizard Guy. Some Lizard Guy, are you new? Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Anyway, so, yeah. Let's give Strictly Mediocre a chance, shall we? Let's hear his talking points. What is his defense for why narrative is more important than gameplay? One sec. I will have to mute myself when I play the video because... Oh, I didn't tell you guys. My headphones, the second pair of headphones that you guys helped fund and helped me purchase on a earlier live stream, they broke too. And it was another SteelSeries headphone. So, I'm never getting SteelSeries headphones ever again. Fuck SteelSeries. For my first pair of SteelSeries headphones start to fall apart on the seams, and then the second pair I get, which you guys so graciously helped fund for me to purchase, they just stop working. They just stopped working. The battery refuses to charge. The battery on the headphones refuses to charge. And these are headphones that are both wireless and can be plugged in. Even when plugged into my PC, the battery will not charge. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm never getting SteelSeries headphones ever again. Ever again. Fuck SteelSeries. So you guys are on speakers. So if I play this video, you guys will hear an echo, so I have to mute my mic when we play the video. Anyways, let's get to it. Just wanted to provide a little context and explanation.
I wanted to read you something I wrote for you. It's called The Great Life of Benjamin Brain.
My whole life I've spent in this shit around us. And I ain't going back.
Makes you think I want out of here.
Eventually, you gotta move on and live your life. Find your destiny.
Alex, Dad lost his job.
Your mother could see you now.
I don't want to hear about Mom.
Babe!
But I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
No way! You are my number one priority. You are all that matters to me.
And you must be better than me. Understand?
I don't know what to do.
Yes, you do.
Okay, first off, this is an 8-minute video, and the first minute is just a montage of, like, emotional scenes from video games lacking context. Oh, I believe me, Prude, I cleaned the charge port. That is unfortunately not the issue. It's the headphones themselves. Okay, so let's get off here. So his immediate intro starts with a quote: "If you're going to have a story, have a big one or none at all," which is silly. Which is so silly. First off, you're immediately limiting people and restricting people in their creative process, in what kind of stories they want to tell, and what kind of creations you want to create. Like, that quote already is silly. You are limiting people. You are immediately limiting people in terms of their creativity and what they can and what they want to make and what they choose to make. That's already a silly quote. I'm sorry, Joseph Campbell, whoever that is, so apologies for my ignorance, doesn't know what he's talking about. And then we have the actual montage itself from a bunch of, like, games, like, from a bunch of games where the through line is story plays a big part. Story is a big, important feature and factor in those games. But it also bugs me because he's just showing a bunch of scenes out of context. They're not as emotionally impactful as they could be because they're small snippets with no context, and he's just playing sad music over them. Like, it's very manipulative. It's very manipulative and lazy. It's like, you can do better, dude. You can do better. This is like, this is something you expect kids to do in elementary or high school, but this is a fully grown adult. It's like, come on, dude. Come on. This is some really, pardon my language, some basic bitch shit. Like, let's get to the, oh no. You heard nothing? You heard nothing. There were no names spoken in the background. Okay, anyways, continuing. Let's hear his actual points.
A single-player game will never be remembered if it lacks a compelling story.
And we have his very first statement. Let's have him say it again.
A single-player game will never be remembered if it lacks a compelling story.
Folks, do I need to explain why that's wrong? Chat, right off the bat, how many of you agree with him right off the bat? How many agree with the statement that a single-player game will never be remembered if it doesn't have a compelling story? Well, let me just make sure I'm not misquoting him.
A single-player game will never be remembered if it lacks a compelling story.
A single-player game will never be remembered if it lacks a compelling story. Do you agree with that, chat? I'm fascinated to know. Do you agree with that statement? All right, here, let's make this quick, easy, and simple. Chat, type 1 in the chat if you agree with him. Type 2 if you disagree. One if you agree, 2 if you disagree. While you guys are giving me your answers, I will give you my perspective. That is one of the most ludicrous fucking things I have ever heard in my entire life. The idea that a single-player game won't be remembered if it doesn't have a compelling story is absolutely ludicrous. So we are completely undermining, with that statement, you are completely undermining the medium of video games. And not just that, we are completely undermining the stories that can be told through gameplay. There are many video games where the gameplay is an integral aspect in telling a story. And not just that, there are some games where the story doesn't matter. The story is not the focus. The focus is the gameplay. There are several single-player games where the story is not the focus, it's the gameplay, and the game is still remembered and beloved. Let's go over some examples. Risk of Rain 2. Risk of Rain 2 has great lore, but as an actual narrative, as an actual storytelling experience, it's lacking compared to other games that are more straightforward with their storytelling. But from a gameplay perspective, like, let's see those player numbers. Over 10,000 people right now, and keep in mind, Risk of Rain 2 released out of early access in 2020. Wait, I'm getting that right? It was 2020 this game came out of early access. Yep, 2020. This game came out of early access in 2020. There's still over 10,000 people playing this game, and consistently over 10,000 people playing Risk of Rain 2, single player and in co-op, just for the gameplay. Of course, there's my favorite game of all time, my number one favorite game of all time, Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal, stupendous lore, and if you tie the lore together, it's actually got a compelling narrative of good versus evil and overcoming adversity. But let's be real here. Gameplay was the focus, and everybody loves and remembers Doom for its gameplay. I can't believe I'm doing this, but Destiny 2, despite all of its faults, and despite its many expansions and seasons where the story was really bad, people kept playing and enjoying the game and remember the game because it feels great to play. What else we got here? Single player only games. Dying Light 2! Dying Light 2 doesn't have the best story. It really doesn't. But and same goes with the first Dying Light. Their stories are serviceable, mediocre, but they got some flaws with them, obviously. But people remember and enjoy the Dying Light games because the gameplay, the melee combat, and the parkour is so goddamn good. Good lord. Let me bring up a... Can I bring up... Oh, wait, let's go... Can I bring up my favorite games play? Yeah, let me get up my favorite games. Favorites, sort by year. Oh, story's a big part of Returnal, so that's not... Oh my god, so many... Monster Hunter. The Monster Hunter games can be played single player or in co-op. Monster Hunter games don't have the best stories, but people play these games religiously and love them, single player and multiplayer alike. Oh my god. Days Gone. People were really mixed on Days Gone's story, but it has a loyal cult following. Even though there are some people that didn't enjoy the story, they enjoyed the gameplay and the open world exploration, etc., etc. Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy has a good story, but it wouldn't have achieved the critical acclaim it did and become a cult classic if it wasn't for the fact that the gameplay was also incredibly fun to play. 2020. Ultra Kill got nothing but lore. It's nothing but lore. It's not telling a straightforward story whatsoever. Ultra Kill is one of the most beloved first-person shooters of all time for the gameplay, and it's a single-player only game. Oh my lord. Borderlands. Borderlands games. Even Borderlands 2, as compelling and as fun as Borderlands 2 is, like you compare the story of Borderlands 2 to other games, doesn't have as strong a story as other games, but people love the Borderlands games single player and multiplayer strictly because of gameplay. There are, as a matter of fact, let's go to Steam charts. Let's go to Steam charts, folks. What are the most played games right now? And how many of them are being played because of gameplay? Oh, would you look at that? Here are the top games by players. Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, Call of Duty, Apex, PUBG, Rust, Team Fortress, Unturned. With the exception of Baldur's Gate Free. People are playing this game for the story. Let's be real. People are playing Baldur's Gate Free for the story. With the exception of Baldur's Gate Free, the most played video games in the world on Steam are games where the gameplay is the primary focus. Where gameplay is king. You know what I'm saying. Yes, those are multiplayer games, but again, belittling single-player games and devaluing gameplay like this with the statement that single-player games won't be memorable if their story isn't compelling simply is not true. Simply is not true. You know it. I knew it. This statement has no basis in fact or reality. There are so many games with minimalist stories or no stories whatsoever. They are gameplay-focused games, and people play those games, remember those games, love those games, play those games, come back to those games because of the gameplay. But we're starting to run out of time here. I don't know if we'll be able to finish this video, so let's let him continue.
A single-player game will never be remembered if it lacks a compelling story. It can have the most visually impressive graphics and the most addictive gameplay, but without a good story, the urge in finishing is non-existent.
Again, we have yet another statement that has no basis in reality or fact and is easily provably false. I can speak from my personal experiences, and I'm sure all of you can speak from your personal experiences, that you have had games where you didn't care for the story, but you went back to play them and want to play them. You had the urge to replay them because of the gameplay, solely because of the gameplay. So again, this statement is just objectively false, objectively wrong, and I understand why some people in the comments thought this was trolling or parody, because these are nonsensical statements. And CWP, pure bias. Pure bias. I love a good story in video games. There are some of my favorite video games of all time are my favorite video games because of their stories. But man, putting stories on this pedestal and just shitting all over the value of gameplay, bruh. This dude's obviously in a very closed-minded echo chamber, and he doesn't talk to a lot of people. Bruh, you need to get some acquaintances or friends who share the same passion and hobby for gaming as you do, because you need to talk to other people. You need to absorb more perspectives and opinions, because yours comes from a very, very limited perspective. Anyways, let's let him continue.
This is why narrative-focused games are proven to have a higher completion rate than those that aren't. The incorporation of a narrative allows the player to be fully immersed.
And here we come to his argumentation for why narrative is more crucial than gameplay. Completion rates. I want you to keep in mind, throughout this video, again, I don't think we'll have enough time to get there, but throughout this video, he rarely shows any completion rates. He's showing Steam achievements and inaccurate Steam achievements as they were pointed out. 1 second. Oh, God. My mouse is rebelling. Hold up. His top pinned comment points out How the achievements, how his example, he uses Elden Ring achievements as an example later in the video. How it's inaccurate and doesn't work for what he's talking about because Elden Ring has 3 different endings with different achievements tied to each. And he's only pointing to one ending as the, like, that's the ending of Elden Ring. Like, and that's how many people have completed Elden Ring. And he's implying that Elden Ring doesn't have a compelling narrative when it absolutely does. So Elden Ring is the only game he shows, like, Steam achievements for, but Steam achievements don't automatically equal overall completion rates. And throughout the rest of this video, he never shows completion rates. He never shows them. He just says this, and we're supposed to just take his word for it. Like, this is why games with strong narratives, in his opinion, his personally preferred games with much higher narrative focus have higher completion rates, show the completion rates. If that's true, if you're so confident in this strictly mediocre, why don't you show the completion rates? Why is Elden Ring the only thing you use as an example, and you get fucking criticized for that example in your top pinned comment? Bruh! If you have come to this conclusion based off completion rates, achievement completion rates, and only on Steam, mind you, only on Steam, we're not talking about console here. If that's your basis for how many people are playing and completing games, Steam achievements, I'm sorry to say, man, you are lacking crucial information. And your conclusions, you've come to your conclusions on faulty, incomplete information. Like, Jesus. It's such a strange thing, too. Thank you for dropping by, Devil Shooter. Appreciate having you here. You have a good one. It's such a weird thing to base your opinion on, like, narrative in video games must be more important than gameplay because of Steam achievements that represent completion rates. What bizarre connections to make. Very bizarre. But let's let him continue. We're almost out of time here, folks. Let's see how far we can get.
It allows them to develop an emotional connection with the characters and the world that they play in. Games without a strong narrative or a narrative at all are often forgotten years later, as there's always a game that will replace it eventually.
Do I need to point out why that's wrong?
They play in.
God,
Games without a strong narrative or a narrative at all are often forgotten years later, as there's always
That's objectively false. One more time.
narrative or a narrative at all are often forgotten years later, as there's always a game that will replace it eventually.
That's just not true. That's just not true. We have so many games that completely, utterly debunk that. We went to Steam charts. We went to the Steam charts, and we saw that some of the most played games, some are old, some are new, but all of them, with the exception of Baldur's Gate Free, are gameplay focused and not narrative focused, or don't have narratives at all. Exactly, Guilty Oregano. Really? Mario is forgotten? Exactly. These statements are making, these aren't opinions. If he came up to me and rebuked my criticism with, oh, these are just my opinions, man. No, these aren't just opinions. You're making claims of fact. You're making statements of fact that aren't true at all, that are objectively wrong, that are easily provably false. These aren't just fucking opinions. And if you're just going to tell me, oh, these are my opinions, well, your opinions are wrong. Your opinions are wrong. People have the opinion that the Earth is flat. And guess what? Those people who believe the Earth is flat are objectively wrong. Let's let him continue.
Happy birthday, kiddo.
What is this?
This is a thing that took a mighty effort to find. Take it.
Many recent game titles, such as The Last of Us Part 2, the new God of War games, and Marvel's Spider-Man for the PlayStation, all have impressive completion rates. Completion rates being the number of players that have finished the main story.
fucking show them. He doesn't show them. Why narrative games have high completion rates, and his only free examples are free recent PlayStation exclusives. Bruh, this is your pool of examples? These are the games that led to your conclusions? Spider-Man, Last of Us. Oh, sorry, what was the other game? God of War, yes. Let's not forget. Let's, of course, ignore all the context behind these games. Let's ignore the fact that they have very reputable developers and legacies behind all of these games. Let's ignore the hype for these games. Let's ignore the fact that the gameplay for these games are actually compelling and people want more, particularly God of War with its combat and Spider-Man with its open world and its combat too. Like, you don't think the gameplay, like, contributed to those completion rates? And again, if you're so confident in these completion rates, why don't you show them? Why don't you show them, man? And again, why are these your only examples? Free Sony exclusives and free recent games. Something's off. Something doesn't make sense here, my dude. I'm not, like, the dots aren't connecting. I don't know how you're reaching these conclusions. Yeah, it is a bit insulting, I'm not gonna lie. The video is a bit insulting, especially with the emotionally manipulative music. Like, Christ, dude. Did you find all the sad piano music you can find and just bunch it up into this video? My oh my, is that my friend? The YouTuber himself, esteemed video game journalist, Wizfish? That is indeed. Guys, sub to Wishfish, check out his video, check out his original music, oh my god. Check out Wiz's original songs. Seriously, folks. Can I go to his channel from here? Can I go to his... God fucking damn it. Oh my god, YouTube. I just want to... Yes, this is what I wanted to do. Go to channel, Christ. It's like pulling teeth with this goddamn fucking thing. Go to his YouTube and check out my friend's original music. Truly, like, oh my god. Sorry, Vaporwave Freestyle. Oh my god, incredible. Oh, his Codec song is so good. Go check out my friend. Go check out his content. Anyways, I'm running out of time here. Oh fuck, we're gonna have to speed run this, folks. I'm almost out of time. Let's see how much far we can get. Okay.
50 to 60% of players that started those games finish them. And it doesn't take much to figure out why.
So we're just going to ignore that there are multiple factors, but just because Strictly Mediocre, as a narrative, has his own personal narrative and bias that he wants to, enforce, he's going to say, oh, well, the only reason these games have high completion rates in the 50s and 60s, and he refuses to show them, is because of the narrative, and solely the narrative. Okay, buddy, let's go over this. So, they have completion rates in the 50s and 60s, you say? Okay. What about the other 40 to 50%? Do they not matter? Does the fact that, like, again, these games sold in the millions, several millions, and if 50 to 40% didn't complete the games, that's still a lot of people who bought the games, played the games, and didn't finish them. You say the narrative is so important, yet there's all these other people who, I would assume narrative is important to them in some way or another. Maybe it's for some people they're just there for the gameplay, who knows? But the point is, he's chalking all these games up, all their successes, their completion rates. It's solely the narrative, guys. It's just narrative, gameplay, be damned. And that's... Again, I don't need to explain that a game is more than just its narrative. Narrative is important. It will always be important. It will never not be important. Of course, context is everything. Context is important. Depends on the game. Depends on the developer. Depends on their vision. depends on the resources they have available, etc., etc. Some games, actually, a lot of games, most games that aren't these big budget Sony exclusives with massive budgets and can afford quality motion capture and voice work and acting, etc., etc., can't make the kinds of stories that are being told by these big budget Sony games. Especially in the indie scene, they have to rely on different methods to telling their story with their limited budgets and whatnot. So they tell their stories through the gameplay, through environmental storytelling, etc., etc. And again, the question comes up, strictly mediocre. Why are completion rates your smoking gun for why narrative trumps gameplay? Again, I could easily say gameplay trumps narrative by just going to the Steam chart and showing the most played games of all time, the games with the most hours played. And we will see that they are gameplay-focused games. Why are those numbers, why are those metrics, those statistics nullified over your Sony-exclusive PlayStation completion rates? Something doesn't add up here. Oh, this is going to be the last stretch, folks. This is going to be the last stretch. I gotta call it soon. Let's see how much further we can get.
PlayStation all have impressive completion rates. Completion rates being the number of players that have finished the main story. 50 to 60% of players that started those games finish them. And it doesn't take much to figure out why. Each game had a compelling story to the average player. Ones that made gamers want to continue to chip away at the camp.
Hold up! Had compelling stories to the average player? Were the 40 to 50% who didn't get the completion achievements, with the 40 to 50% who didn't finish the games, were they not average players? Again, let's listen to this again, so I'm not misrepresenting.
Those games finish them. And it doesn't take much to figure out why. Each game had a compelling story to the average player. Ones that made gamers want to continue to...
Again, a compelling story to the average player. Why were the 40 to 50% who didn't complete the game? Why was it not compelling to them? And why are they not average players? Again, the whole basis for this video, the whole argument of this video is faulty and can be picked apart at the seams everywhere we go with every argument he makes.
Chip away at the campaigns. Story games like the ones mentioned deliver in a multitude of ways. While not complex, the gameplay is both accessible and enjoyable to the general gaming audience.
Oh, that's a massive generalization there, dude. Massive generalization. And are we just talking about your examples, or are you also bringing up, you showed Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice there? And that game has got some complexity to it. So, again, were you talking about your examples? Are we expanding? What's going on here? Your B-roll's not matching up with what you're saying here. And on top of that, again, there are complexities to these games. Spider-Man's combat system, God of War's combat system, Last of Us survival and crafting. It's not something on the levels of, Arma, for example, super complex like that, of course, or a real-time strategy game. But saying that these games are simple and accessible, and accessible and have strong narratives, and that's the reason for the completion rates. Again, there's a multitude of factors, but we're limiting the scope so much. Why?
But what makes the gameplay all the better is the story that's paired with it. Many moments during these games where characters you love are harmed give weight to the game levels that follow.
Now, I'm not arguing that. That's true. And for many games, that is absolutely a factor. It's true. Not denying that. Not denying that, not rebuking that. It's true. A compelling story with compelling characters that makes you care about those characters. When things happen to those characters, when you care about those characters, when you want to see their journey come through, or you want to save those characters from an untimely death. Look at Mass Effect. Mass Effect, so many people loaded and booted up old save files to try and save characters during that final suicide mission. It only makes sense. It only makes sense. I totally understand, totally get it. Okay, folks, I'm out of time. It's 9:50. I gotta go now. We made it through halfway through this video. If you guys want me to continue criticizing this video in a future live stream, you let me know, but I'm going to have to call it there. I'm out of time. I gotta go get food, and I gotta go take care of some other important work. Okay. No. I'm gonna make it. I won't be late for my appointment. Okay. Anyways, folks, thank you so much, everyone, for dropping by for this late night stream. If you want me to continue reviewing that video, we can in future. I hope you guys had fun criticizing the Game Awards, hanging out, talking, answering questions. So glad to have you guys here. Thank you so much for the donations. As a matter of fact, before I go, let me quickly check. No, we're good. That was it. Okay, no problem. So, thank you for the donations. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the company. Thank you for hanging out. Hope you guys had fun. I certainly had fun. Good conversation. Laughs were had. Oh, sorry about the little incident that happened earlier, but you know, life happens, family happens. Yeah, it was pretty bad, but we didn't even finish it, my dude. Okay, folks. Gotta go now. Y'all, have a good one. Have a good night. I'll see you all soon. Whether it be... I'll see if I get a video. Will I get a video out Friday? I might get a video out Friday. Might not. We'll see how it goes. But I will absolutely see you all Saturday for the big stream event. I hope you guys are as excited for Saturday as I am. I hope to see you all there Saturday. It's gonna be one hell of a live stream. I've got some surprises for you folks, some big surprises, really punching above my weight with this stream, and it's, we're going to be doing something good. We're going to be doing something really good. Yeah, we're going to be doing something good. We're going to be doing something really good, something to be proud of. I'll see you all there. Thank you again for hanging out. Thank you for joining the live stream. Okay, I gotta go. I really gotta go. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Thank you so much for all your support. See you all Saturday. That's been a stream. Stream ends in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The stream's not stopping. I'm hitting the button. The stream's not stopping. I'm hitting the button. The stream's not stopping! I've lost control! It has a mind of its own! What is happening? I've lost all control. OBS is rebelling against me. Stop the stream! Stop the stream! Do I have to task manager this shit? Am I actually going to have to use fucking Windows Task Manager to stop this bloody stream? This